What's up with it, y'all? You already know who it is, your boy JP here. We are working on the Grand Marquis, and we are trying to get it road ready before we finish getting it show ready. From the previous video, when we was doing the spark plugs and wires and we was driving around, we noticed that it was driving a whole lot better, but it was still wobbling a little bit, and we found that there is a sway bar end link on the passenger side that is broke, so we got to fix that. I already did the driver's side because I wanted to make sure I knew how to do it. We already swapped it out because if you're gonna do one, you might as well do both of them. This right here is from Rock Auto. It's their MEVOTECH Supreme. So the thing about this one, since it is greaseable, it comes with two of these fittings, one on the top and one on the bottom. Now one is a right angle, one comes straight out. You can really put this wherever you want, but how this is actually positioned inside the car. So this one's probably going to be easiest to get to, so we're going to have the straight one coming out here. This one we're going to use the right angle because it's going to be at an angle. Another thing that I had to do is I had to go buy a grease gun. I don't got a grease gun. It probably had a little bit of grease in it, but we need to put some more in there. So literally just, I don't know if y'all can see that rising. All right, so there's a little bit of grease coming out of this end, so that's gonna be it on that one. The fitting is on there super duper tight. So what I found that I gotta do is untwist that boy till it pop off and then twist it back. That's one. We're gonna do the other one. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I can sure feel it. This little grease gun right here, this is the Grease Gun Mini. It's like a little 3 ounce. Yeah, it's the Pittsburgh 3 ounce mini grease gun. It's actually pretty nice, I ain't gonna hold you. I won't be doing a whole lot of grease, so $14 at Harbor Freight, it's doing the job. So next thing we wanna do is jack the car up. And I want to jack it up high enough for me to put a jack stand up under here because we're going to have to use this jack a little bit later. Let's go ahead and take this tire off. It's going to be a 19mm socket. So now that we got that wheel off, we can come right down here to the sway bar end link and we can see that this is the one that is messed up. It's on the other side of this, kind of looks like that. That's where it's supposed to be. That little piece is broken off right there. So what we have to do is we have to get that nut off and we have to get this nut off. So I'm pretty sure these are the exact same ones since 1997. So first thing I'm gonna do is put some WD-40. A lot of people like to use PB Blast or whatever, but this is what I already have. I'm gonna put some on the front side. This side is gonna have to be knocked out, so we're gonna put some on the back side, and we're gonna do the exact same thing to that piece right there on both sides. So now we're gonna take our 15mm open box wrench, put it on there. Now that I got that going, let's see if we can, yeah. Yeah, it's a little tight. All right, that's the first part. On the 95 to 97, both of these are 15mm bolts or 15mm nuts that you can take off. The only thing spinning is the nut coming off of that stud. All right, that's number 2. Taking this one off is going to be extremely easy because we just have to knock this out, but it was not that easy to do the one that was not broken at the bottom. So to knock that top part out, I just used some type of hammer and chisel type situation. This is actually a 6-inch 11mm socket nut setter. This actually goes on top of a drill, but the magnet is going out of it, and I needed something that was going to go inside of this part, kind of like this. So I use this. You can use whatever you want, but I put this on top of that, and then I just hammered that part out. But for this one, once this got loose, this right here, I couldn't do that, especially at that bottom angle. So what I had to do was buy this 16-inch tie rod separator. Now I actually got both the tie rod separator and a ball joint separator because they're slightly different. This one's just a little bit wider on the part down here at the bottom, and I didn't know which one I was gonna need. But the tie rod separator, I got all this stuff from Harbor Freight. This thing was like $9 and it saved my life because that's the exact same tool that I needed to get the job done. I was able to take this end right here and go right there on that little neck part. So while this was on the sway bar end, in between that, it was only about right here. Then I was able to take my hammer and hit it down. As this thing was hitting it down, you see that it starts off thin right here, then it gradually moves up to getting thicker and thicker. As I started hitting that with my hammer, this started going down, and then when it got to about right here, this thing just popped off. 16-inch tie rod separator. Now I literally just said that so y'all know exactly how to do it. Since this was broken, I'm just gonna tap it and this should just pop out. Oh, it's starting to move now. Hold on. Turn it over. Just like that. Do the same thing to the one on the bottom. Alright, so this is a whole new day. I was tapping on that thing for about 2 hours and using this little method right here ain't work. So this is the next day. I'm in new clothes and everything. So see, the problem is that I am at a bad angle. This right here, that little nut is sitting right over the top of that hole. So as you can see, I'm over here scratching this part, trying to go straight up. I'm really trying to avoid having to take the whole sway bar off in order to get that thing off. But this piece right here is too big to even try to go on that. I tried using some metal pry tools and I ended up breaking the head on the metal pry tools to try to get in there and pry it off. So I had to go get another tool. So I had to go get one of these. This right here is a ball joint C-clamp press. So this thing right here twists off. Well, you can use a, what's this, a 22 millimeter bolt. Yeah. Oh yeah. So what this allows you to do is allows you to put this on top of a ball joint, and it comes with some different sockets and fittings and stuff like that to where you can press the ball joint out in either direction. So what I'm thinking is that since this stud has to go out this way, if I can get this clamp to go on top of that and then push this on the bottom, and then we can get them out of there. But this thing is big and heavy. I don't know if it's gonna fit. But we're gonna try, cause I'm running out of options. All right, it's touching it. Shoot, yeah. Hell yeah. Woo! Come on. Woo! Get up out of there. Cause who you think you playing with? Shit. Pop that thing, slap up out of there. Woo, I'm excited, boy. That thing worked like a charm. Woo! Yes, sir. I may have gotten a little excited. Might have gotten a little excited. But did y'all see how that thing jipped? Shoot. Shoot. If you guys are in this predicament, all the tools that I'm using will be listed down below in the description. Come from the back side and then take the nut. Kind of finger tighten that just so that stays on there. We want to take the floor jack and put it right up under, I think this is called the control arm, and we want to lift that part up. So once we got that through, we can take the other nut, put that on that bolt, and then we want to tighten it up. And we want to do the exact same thing on the bottom. Now we can let this down slow, and then we can put our tire back on. Lift the car up just enough to go ahead and get that jack stand out. Then we're gonna let it down slow. Make sure everything's straight while we got the car on the floor. This is the passenger side, not broken. And we got the driver's side, looking good, not broken. So we're driving right now, have no cabin light. So the next cosmetic thing we're gonna do is make sure that we get some cabin light, because I got to use my little Milwaukee flashlight. What the heck just happened? This is my homeboy who had to come get me and drag me to the house because I'm pretty sure my fuel pump just went out. Funny how I said that I didn't want to have to take the dang gas tank off. My fuel pump is in my dang gas tank. Pretty sure the fuel pump just went out. So earlier when I was driving and I heard that pop, I think that's what it was. I'm gonna get off the phone because I gotta focus on steering this thing, because we ain't got no power steering since he's having to pull me all the way to the house. But luckily enough, we ain't far from the house. All right, y'all, day number 3, shirt number 3. Sway bar end links are in, but last night I heard a loud pop and I had to end up I had to end up getting my car towed to the house. Luckily my boy Jacob, he got a truck, Dodge Ram 2500 diesel, came all the way from, he stayed like an hour and a half away. Jacob, if you're watching this, bro, I really appreciate it. And pulled my car all the way to the house. We ended up opening up the hood and he had some starter fluid. Sprayed the starter fluid inside the engine as I'm just trying to put my way into the garage so we didn't have to push it. Got it in the garage, so I'm thinking, okay, we know it ain't the alternator, we know it ain't the battery. It had to be something fuel related because it runs on starter fluid. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to look up videos on how to change the dang fuel pump, because I'm assuming that the fuel pump is the problem, because I just did the fuel filter when I did the oil change and all that stuff. So then I had to go back and think, I've had that fuel pump replaced before. You know what I'm saying? And even though the car's been in the shop for 3 years, the car ain't drove that much for this fuel pump to be bad. So I crawl up under here, right? That's the fuel tank. And then I look up. So this is my fuel tank. This is my fuel pump. And as soon as I look up, I see this harness. Well, first, this is the first harness that I seen. I seen this one right here. And I was like, huh, where does that go to? And then I look and I'm grabbing this and this is over here and I'm like, huh, where does that go to? And I'm like, this go to this. How did that just come off while I'm driving? I don't get it. But that's the reason why I cut off. I don't think my fuel pump is actually bad. I think it just lost power for whatever reason. Now, one thing that I will say, I hope y'all can see that right. All right, so this can go in like this, but then watch how easy it is to pull out. That easy. So the clip on this is definitely broken. I don't know how it broke, but it's broken. And I got a quick little fix for that. A couple quick fixes actually. What I did is I put it back together and I threw a little zip tie on there. Now this zip tie doesn't have to be on super duper tight. This is just something to keep that harness from being disconnected again. Not only am I going to do that, but I see a small hole right here on the undercarriage right here by the frame. I'm gonna put this over here and zip tie that boy to that hole. So now I know that if anything was to happen, this is not gonna get snatched out again. What y'all know about that one hand action? Again, don't gotta be super duper tight, just gotta be out the way. This turned into a video that had all kind of stuff in it. It wasn't my intention, but I think this is gonna be straight. Either way, I'm tired at this point. Well, I gotta crank it up and see if that was the problem. So, a same day, different shirt. This is shirt number 4, giving y'all all type of outfit changes. Nah, but I had to go to a baby shower earlier, so cranking up the car to make sure everything worked, just had to get on pause. So I am changed. First thing we want to do is prime the pump. That sounds a whole lot better. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Hold on. All right, I hope y'all heard that. Now let's try to crank it. That's what we want. That's what we want. Back charging 14.5. All right, so everything cranks up like how it's supposed to. All that's going good. I was talking with my homeboy Jacob, the one that towed my car back to the house, and I was telling him like, hey, when I'm driving, I'm still kind of wobbling a little bit. And he was like, man, that might be your tires. If this car sat at the shop for 3 years, it might got flat spots on the tires. So I think that's going to be the next thing. I think I'm going to get brand, even though I want to put wheels on it, and the debate is still going to be 24s to 26s. Even though I want to put rims on it, if I'm going to be able to drive this to shops and all that type of stuff, I can't ride wobbling like that. So brand new tires. Now the thing is how do I get it to the shop? Do I just go to the shop and put brand new? I'm kind of scared to drive it, to be honest with you, after what just happened. I don't know what else is going to happen. So only close places where I'm willing to drive the vehicle, so if I do break down, I ain't got far to go. But I'm thinking I can just take all my 4 tires off, leave the car sitting up on jack stands, take them to the tire shop that I go to, get new tires, come back, put them back on, and then see if that fixes that wobbliness that I was feeling, because I'm pretty sure that is the tires. After that, then we'll probably do the front end just to make sure all that stuff, because there's a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying, the ball joints, the bushings, and all that type of stuff. Looks like it's pretty much rotted out or on its way out. So we gotta switch that up next. I'm tired. This video is stupid long, but I do want to bring y'all along the journey of getting this thing road ready before we finish doing it show ready. If it can't drive 4 or 5 hours to a show, then I would not be taking it to a show. All right. So until next time, this your boy JP signing out, man. God bless y'all. Peace.